I just saved hundreds of dollars by switching to Geico. I feel like I'm on top of the world.
Disclaimer, you will not be transported to the top of the world. In the unlikely event you find yourself at the Arctic Circle, seek shelter from the elements immediately to avoid frostbite and or hypothermia. Geico will not be responsible if you find yourself in a cave or crevasse with a lonely abominable snowman, who in all likelihood will force you to play games including but not limited to Go Fish, charades, Chinese checkers, or his personal favorite, Red Rover, send Yeti on over. Geico is not liable for any damages, either physical or emotional.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
The Stephen A. Smith Show podcast.
Cut the damn music. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the latest edition of the Stephen A. Smith Show, coming at you on ESPN Radio, as I love to do every weekday. 250 plus markets across the United States of America. Sirius XM Channel 80. Number to call up as always is 888-729-3776. That's 888-SAY-ESPN. We'll get into LeBron James and the Cavaliers later. I'll be in a considerably better mood in hour number 2 when the Love Doctor revisits the Stephen A. Smith Show right here on ESPN Radio, courtesy of 1-800-FLOWERS, because Valentine's Day is approaching, and I promise you my mood will be different. But for right now, I cannot begin to express to you how ticked off I really am. I'm pretty damn ticked. I mean, I cannot believe the stories that have been circulating nationwide. Now all of a sudden everybody's trying to give Bill Belichick the damn pass. You give up 538 yards and 41 points to a backup quarterback named Nick Foles. I understand this is a guy that used to be a starter. I understand this is a guy that once threw 27 touchdowns and just 2 interceptions when he was with Philadelphia before he stunk up the joint playing for Jeff Fisher in St. Louis. I understand all of that. And in no way, in absolutely no way whatsoever, am I trying to take any credit away from the Philadelphia Eagles and the fantastic, phenomenal game that their offense put forth. I am happy for the city of brotherly love, where I worked for 17 years. I picked them to win and then went against them after Alshon Jeffrey opened his mouth and guaranteed something because I got nervous. But all of that isn't fun. You win some, you lose some, you pick right, you pick wrong. It's no big deal. But it is a very big deal to me, and I'm dead damn serious. It is a very big deal to me to witness what I witnessed Sunday night when Bill Belichick, the greatest coach of the modern day generation, deserves to be directly held responsible for the Patriots losing a Super Bowl. And now what the hell is going on? Now we see these stories coming up. Malcolm Butler was late to practice. Malcolm Butler was sick. Malcolm Butler didn't show up. Malcolm Butler didn't know how to stay off the weed. All of these damn excuses. No, 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 no. This is on Bill Belichick. He is responsible for the New England Patriots' defense getting shredded. Matt Patricia is the luckiest man alive. He's lucky the Detroit Lions didn't turn around and say, damn, now we ain't giving you the head coaching job, because he could have been contaminated by the garbage performance that the New England Patriots put forth before the world. Over 100 million people watched the damn Super Bowl and watched their defense fail to show up and just stink up the joint in such embarrassing fashion. I don't even know if it can be called the defense. You gotta be kidding me. I mean, really? That's what we're doing now? If you're gonna give Bill Belichick a pass, why the hell critique him, y'all? Why even talk about Bill Belichick? Oh, he has rules. We've got to honor, we got to respect the fact that Bill Belichick he's sticking by his rules. Oh, shut the hell up. I'm going to say it again over Walt Disney Airways. Shut the hell up. I don't want to hear that. You got to be kidding me. This man, a 5-time champion, who's supposed to be all about winning, decides to wait until Super Bowl Sunday to send a message. And to whom? To whom? I'll tell you to who. A guy by the name of Malcolm Butler, who you backdoored by bringing in Stephon Gilmore last summer and giving him a 5-year, $65 million deal when Malcolm Butler was a restricted free agent looking to get paid, and you undercut him and didn't let him go anywhere else, not to New Orleans, not to anywhere else, knowing he was approaching free agency this year. What do? He starts out the season, he's playing like garbage. He gets benched, but ultimately he comes back. He starts 15 of your 16 games. How many snaps did he play in a divisional playoff game against the Tennessee Titans, y'all? Want to take a guess? How about 100% of the snaps? Didn't miss a defensive down. What about the AFC Championship game against the Jacksonville Jaguars? How many snaps did Butler take? 74 defensive snaps. How many did he miss, y'all? Not one. 100% of the snaps against Tennessee. 100% of the snaps against Jacksonville. Started 15 of the 16 games for the New England Patriots this year. And played in all 16. But the Super Bowl arrives. And right before the national anthem is being played, he is informed that he won't be playing. And nobody has a problem with that. You got people walking around here talking about Bill Belichick deserves the benefit of the doubt. Why? Which story is it, Bill Belichick? Was it a disciplinary matter? Bill Belichick says no. Was it, what was it? Was it a football-related matter? Yes, it was. We thought that would give the team the best chance to win. So who do you bring in? Let's look at this. Let's count the ways, ladies and gentlemen. Jordan Richards. Ladies and gentlemen, how many snaps did this man play in the regular season? How about 26%? How about 26%? What about Botomisi? Johnson Botomosi. How many snaps did he play? It was at 20%. In the playoffs against Jacksonville, Richards played 8% of the snaps. I told you Malcolm Butler was at 100%. Richards was at 8%. But Amosi was at 22% against Tennessee, and he wasn't even active. Against the Titans. But somehow, some way, a guy that's been playing for you all year long, 97.8% of the snaps, 100% of the snaps in the playoffs, suddenly, he ain't good enough and he doesn't give you the best chance to win against the Philadelphia Eagles. And instead, you go with Eric Rowe, his backup, and then Botomosi and Richards. Really? I mean, this is some disgraceful, hateful stuff that Bill Belichick pulled. And as far as I'm concerned, it cost the New England Patriots Super Bowl 52. You give up 41 points to a backup quarterback. You can give me all of the stuff that you want to. Don't tell me that Malcolm Butler couldn't have made a play. The man is famous because he made a play. Didn't have the greatest year in 2017. We recognize that. But don't tell me that they putting him on the sidelines gave you the best chance to win. And then to sit up there and to say absolutely nothing, to give no explanation to your players. For all the players walking around like pathetic robots. I just play, I don't coach. To a man, that's what all of them said. I just play, I don't coach. Knowing their teammate, their compatriot got screwed over. This is some pathetic stuff. I revere, not just have affection for, I revere the great Robert Kraft. Bill Belichick would be in my office if I was Kraft. I need an explanation for this. And I don't want to hear about rules and regulations. We all know, like Brandon Browner, the former player, said, the Patriots are the land of second chances. They give people second chances. You going to do this to Malcolm Butler on Super Bowl Sunday? You give no explanation. And then now we're hearing these reports about weed and being late to practice, even though he was sick and hospitalized before he came a day later to join the team for the Super Bowl. You let him practice during the week. Bill Belichick, the great Bill Belichick, the 5-time champion that he is, should be ashamed of himself. This is some vindictive, evil stuff that we're talking about here, y'all. You don't do this. You don't do this. I know this is the same Bill Belichick that once cut a dude the day before the Super Bowl. But he cut him, deactivated him, and brought somebody else on. There's a lot of things that could go into that. You activate this man. You have him in uniform. He's ready to go, and he finds out before the singing of the national anthem that he won't be we won't be playing. Can it get more cruel than that? You trying to tell me that's just a football decision? Would you have done that to Tom Brady? Would you have done that to one of the other players that might happen to be your favorites? Don't tell me the rules are applicable to every single individual. We know better. We know better. I used to be on the phone having fun, joking around with the Carltons and everybody else and the Brandons and everybody else in the world about the greatness of Bill Belichick. Sitting there talking about if he's cheating, Spygate, Deflategate, or anything else. Damn it, figure out a way to do it yourself. He cheating that long for that much. He's cheating that much for that long. He getting away with it this long. That's your damn problem, not his. I said all of those things. I sit here before you on this day, ashamed I have ever praised this man. One of the cruelest decisions I have ever seen, if not the most cruelest decision I've ever seen exercised by a coach in any sport, on any level. I've never seen anything this egregious. This is a disgrace. And anybody, and I do mean anybody, who disagrees with that, go kick rocks. You're an idiot. 888-729-3776 says 888-SAY-ESPN. I was supposed to tell you it's time for Straight Talk, brought to you by Straight Talk Wireless. Best phones, best networks, no contracts. But damn it, I wasn't in the mood. Now that I've said what I had to say, it's Straight Talk Wireless, nationwide coverage on America's largest and most dependable 4G LTE networks. This is some disgraceful stuff that's going on. I don't know if I'll ever look at Bill Belichick the same again. His supposed principal position. 53 men go out on that field and put their bodies on the line the way that they did. And you talk about a Super Bowl, a dream. And you snatch it away from that man like that. Throwing your team under the bus in the process. And unquestionably costing them a Super Bowl title as far as I'm concerned. For anybody to take a different position than that on Bill Belichick on this day is beyond my comprehension. It just is.
Craving even more of Stephen A?
Him of all people.
For around-the-clock access to the man?
I'm Stephen A.
You can follow him on Twitter and Instagram at Stephen A. Smith and on Facebook at Stephen A.
I mean, I just don't understand this. I don't understand how people, and I got to tell y'all right now, I do First Take on ESPN every weekday morning, 10 a.m. Eastern Time, 7 a.m. Pacific. And I got to tell you, today was one of the hardest shows. I shouldn't say the hardest shows because I always love doing the show, but one of the hardest segments that I had to do today was arguing with not just Max, but Molly about this subject because, Max wants to give Bill Belichick the benefit of the doubt. I was like, why? For what? Let's take him at his word. He wants to say it wasn't a disciplinary issue. It was a football issue. It makes no sense. And when I say he isn't lying, I don't mean to say that he's some truth teller or anything like that. What I mean to say is that he just wouldn't say anything. That's what he does. But I don't know him, so, maybe he was lying. All I'm saying is he doesn't say anything. That's all I meant. I mean, I wasn't trying to act like he was the paragon of virtue and he was so forthcoming. No, I was saying exactly the opposite. No, he ain't trying to say anything. But it makes no sense. And then Molly comes in, and it's like, the whole thing, my issue with this, ladies and gentlemen, tell me if I'm wrong about this. I don't believe that I am. The Super Bowl is not just another damn game. Championship games are not just another game. For example, a couple of years ago when Draymond Green got suspended, all right, because Adam Silver and all of those guys wanted to call LeBron shoving him into the ground and him kicking up his legs a flagrant foul. Basically giving Cleveland its version of a stimulus package. Because if you remember, Golden State won the first two games. Cleveland won game 3. And then Golden State won Game 4 in Cleveland and was going back home for Game 5. They were going back home, Game 5, up 3-1. And Adam Silver in the NBA suspended Draymond Green. Andrew Bogut and Andre Iguodala got hurt in the game that Draymond Green was out. And as a result, they ended up losing the finals. What was my position then? It's the damn finals. I don't want to see Adam Silver or any executives or any league office getting in the way of a title. I want it decided by the players on the field. Now, obviously, to a lesser degree, that's applicable here because this is the league office. This is Coach Bill Belichick. But the theory is the same. Put your best boys out there and let's get it on. You got guys. What are we talking about here? Jordan Richards? Johnson Bodemosi? I mean, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I mean, this is just some disgraceful stuff. I don't care what anybody says. You ask fans to go out there, they pay their hard-earned money to watch this team. And I understand Bill Belichick's greatness in terms of his accomplishments. But this is some egregious stuff he did here. Stephen A. Smith Show, ESPN Radio, is presented by Progressive Home Insurance. Getting a quote is easier than ever before. Let's go to Carlton in Tampa. You're live with Stephen A. Go ahead, man.
So Bill Belichick spent 7 years illegally filming other teams' defensive signals and 8 years putting a pin in the football. And Max and Molly believe Bill Belichick is the person that we should trust about what he says are his reasons for benching Malcolm Butler, right? Is that what I'm getting?
Well, that was Max. That was Max's position. Molly's position is that rules are rules no matter what. You follow them. You make no exceptions, even if it's the Super Bowl. I disagree with both of them.
Let's tackle Molly's idiocy here. Okay, first off, we don't know that he broke any single rule, and yet Molly will kick out this nonsensical spin, which I bet is coming from Foxborough now, because Bill initially said it was just for football reasons, and now that blew up in Bill's face, all this crap is coming out of Foxborough denigrating Malcolm Butler. And by the way, if I'm Robert Kraft, I am firing anybody in the Patriots organization that is spreading false rumors about Malcolm Butler with regard to this, okay? Because it's Bill trying to cover his behind right now is what's happening. But let's go to Molly's point. Chandler Jones on January 10th, 2016 was found in the Foxborough police parking lot half naked at 7:40 in the morning in 30-degree weather, baying at the moon, hyped up on synthetic drugs. He played the following Sunday, 6 games later, for the New England Patriots in their playoff game against the Kansas City Chiefs on January 16th, Saturday, January 16th, 2015. There's your perfect example of the evidence of, Bill Belichick has strict rules which you can't violate, otherwise you're going to sit for the Super Bowl, 100% of the plays in the Super Bowl. This is garbage writ large, Stephen A. And again, they colluded to prevent Malcolm Butler from getting offers from other teams this past spring when he was a restricted free agent. Sean Payton and Bill Belichick were colluding, neither one of whom had rights to Malcolm Butler because he wasn't under contract with either team, and they were cutting a trade with him this past spring. How DeMaurice Smith of the NFLPA didn't take that case, up is beyond me. But Belichick was tipped off that Malcolm Butler wouldn't sign his low ball contract
for $3.9 million. Go ahead.
Well, they forced him to sign that one. Bill wanted him to sign a long-term deal for bogus money, and of course he gave Stephon Gilmore $65 million, a guy who had not played one snap for the New England Patriots, while Malcolm Butler had won him a Super Bowl, for crying out loud. And now, if this organization is spreading out this false crap about him missing meetings or breaking curfew or smoking weed or getting in a fight with the coaches, all of which is being kicked out there now, only Dr. Bill Belichick is catching holy hell for this decision. If I am Robert Kraft, if he is the honorable guy I believe he is, he needs to start firing people down there because they are smearing Malcolm Butler out the wazoo, and he's a free agent. Other teams don't know what to think about this right now. This is beyond. It's ridiculous.
It's a disgrace. It's a disgrace. I'm so disgusted with Bill Belichick. I don't even know what to do with myself. And I don't want to hear any of this crap about Malcolm Butler. I don't want to hear it now. Don't tell me that something happened in Super Bowl week that justifies it. This man has played every game but one over the last 3 years. He's an all-pro. He got lowballed in the last negotiations, okay? He didn't have the greatest 27 season. We definitely get that. But he was good enough to start practically every game. He was good enough to play every snap against Tennessee and then against Jacksonville. And he damn sure earned the right to find out before the national anthem is being played on Super Bowl Sunday that he wouldn't be playing at all, where he's crying on the sideline in front of 100 million people. It's just disgraceful, Carlton. I'm ashamed of Bill Belichick. I swear to goodness, I'm ashamed of him. I really, really am.
Guess what?
You're in the middle of the Stephen A. Smith Show podcast.
Damn it, I mean it!
ESPN Radio is presented by Progressive Insurance. With more than 30 unique coverage options available, Progressive knows small business. So learn more at progressivecommercial.com. Reminding you that in approximately 15 minutes or so, my lines will be open, courtesy of the Love Doctor. This is y'all request. I'm here, talking sports and beyond, but apparently when I do the Love Doctor segment that I stole from Martin Lawrence on one of my favorite all-time comedy shows, Martin, when the Love Doctor, now get on out of here, I'm the Love Doctor. Everybody seemed to love it. 1-800-Flowers. Obviously is a big proponent of the topic of the segment as well. So I am here. The Love Doctor is in the house. Now be mindful. Don't hold me accountable. I'm not talking about myself. Don't ask me to practice what I preach to you. Okay. My business is my business. Valentine's Day is more important to some people than it is to others. Valentine's Day is different for some people than it is to others. But love is always in the air, especially around Valentine's Day. And who am I to poo-poo on anybody's parade, especially when I got a board op like Cat Pastor? I mean, I've never asked her this question. I know Nuno Texas. I mean, I got my dude. I see, this is a gorgeous mosaic here. Got bosses who are black and white. I'm the host. I'm black. I got Jonathan Winthrop, who's white. I got Nuno Texiera, who still hasn't let me know his heritage. I don't know if he's Mexican, Portuguese, or what. I can't figure it out. He won't tell me. Okay? He won't tell me. All right. And Cat Pastor, she lays low. She operates very, very smoothly in the dark. I don't know what's going on with Cat Pastor. Everybody else all the fellas talking about Valentine's Day. And the one lady in the crew that's a member of the staff, we haven't heard anything about her. We know that she plays the music. We know that she's a producer on the show. We haven't heard anything about love from Cat Pastor. I'm going to have to look into that. 888 say ESPN. That's 888-729-3776. Spent the first hour talking about Malcolm Butler and that ridiculous decision by Bill Belichick that I believe cost the New England Patriots a Super Bowl title. The other thing I wanted to get into was LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers. I don't know if y'all have noticed, they stink. They're awful. They don't play any defense. They're not handling business. They're not taking care of themselves. They're just a collection of individuals. They're not a team. And their defensive prowess or lack thereof flagrantly shows it. And the NBA trading deadline is this Thursday. So I have a proposal that I'm about to make right here on national radio. And you know what that is, ladies and gentlemen? I'm going to insist that Dan Gilbert, the owner of the Cleveland Cavaliers, do everything in his power to try and trade LeBron James. Now, clearly understand something. It's not going to happen. LeBron James has a no-trade clause. LeBron James is not about to okay leaving the Cleveland Cavaliers. You can't move him unless he says it's okay. And he's not going to. That's not why I'm saying Dan Gilbert should insist upon it. I'm saying it for two reasons. Number one, he and LeBron do not get along. Their relationship is rife with friction. LeBron James didn't want to re-up for 3 to 5 years, believing that, you know what, why should I do that? And then he could just turn around and sell a team. I'm doing him a favor. I ain't doing myself a favor. the flip side to it is that Dan Gilbert is like, why should I help this team get better? Why should I make any moves at his behest when he's planning on leaving me high and dry? Why should I bother? We've been one of the top 2 highest payrolls in all of basketball since LeBron James returned to Cleveland. I owe this man nothing. I paid the bills. He delivered the title. That's how this works. That's what Dan Gilbert is thinking. But I'm going to tell you why Dan Gilbert should demand or should do everything that he can in his power to push that LeBron James waive his no-trade clause. PR. You're Dan Gilbert. You fully expect that LeBron James is going to leave the Cleveland Cavaliers. My sources tell me that Cleveland's tired of LeBron James, all the drama that comes with him and his passive-aggressive tendencies. They're sick of it, and they're ready to move on. That's what they say. As a result of having said that, their mentality is says he's going to leave us anyway. Why not pressure him to leave us and make sure we get some kind of compensation? Now, it's not going to work because LeBron James wants to go to a swap fully loaded. He doesn't want you to have to deplete your assets in order to acquire him because just so he'll have a new address, but the same problems that exist in Cleveland. So it's not going to happen, ladies and gentlemen. But what it will do is put the onus on the shoulders of LeBron James instead of that of Dan Gilbert. And since LeBron James likes winning PR wars, why can't get Dan Gilbert try the same? That's my thinking. It's not to move LeBron because you know he's not going anywhere. It's just to be on the record as you attempting publicly to look out for the best interest of the Cavaliers organization now and moving forward, as opposed to being at the mercy of a guy by the name of LeBron James, who in all likelihood is going to leave you. That's what's going on here. That's what we have to pay attention to. Let's see how it pans out. But it's a mess in Cleveland. It's a soap opera that will rival General Hospital and Young and the Restless combined. Who knows what the hell it will materialize into? We have to wait and see. But there is what you have. It is what it is. 888-7-SAY-ESPN. It's 888-729-3776. Back to the phones we go. Let's go to Trey in Missouri. You're live with Stephen A. What's up, Trey?
What's going on, Stephen A? Just want to say a couple things on the Malcolm Butler situation.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm going to try not to be a homer as much as I can because I went to school with my man.
My man, with all due respect, I don't need a soliloquy. This is national radio.
No,
I get to your point. Go ahead.
How can a guy all his career long prove himself every single day he goes out by helping you win a Super Bowl, coming back the next year, locking down your number one receivers on a game day basis? Then takes a slap in the face from Stephon Gilmore, who comes over and takes was rightfully his money. He didn't look at it on the downside. He just looked at it like, I need to keep proving myself. And if the reports are right that he didn't know until right before the national anthem, I mean, I really don't have too much respect for Bill Belichick in the pages no more.
I definitely lost respect for Bill Belichick because of how he handled this. I give you that much. But I appreciate the call, man. Thank you so much. Let's go to Mustafa in Vancouver. You're live with Stephen A. Talk to me.
Yeah, it's been quite a while, Stephen A. But I got 2 points for you.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
The Cleveland Cavaliers are an embarrassment. Okay, they need a rim protector. They have no defense. I watched the game against Houston. It's a layup line, a layup drill. It was pathetically embarrassing to watch. LeBron's not giving enough effort on the defensive end of the floor, and if he's a leader, he's got to lead by example. He's not doing that right now, and it's causing the same thing to happen to the rest of the guys. So they got to trade for DeAndre Jordan, in my opinion. Get rid of some of these other guys like Tristan Thompson, who's completely gone now, J.R. Smith, who's completely garbage. Jay Crowder has not given you anything at all. Try to get a DeAndre Jordan or
let me ask you this question, Mustafa.
Like
hold on, Mustafa. Let me ask you this question. What do you think DeAndre Jordan's going to do for them?
He's going to protect the rim for them. That's what they need. Their main problem is defense.
Yeah, but he's also a liability because he doesn't have an offense worth speaking of other than alley-oops, all right, which usually occurs in an open court and nowhere else. The Cavs don't have much of a fast break, number 2. And number 3, he doesn't hit free throws.
I understand that, Stephen A., but their main issue is protecting the paint, especially after watching that Houston game. But my second point is...
Wait a minute. Houston hit 19 3-pointers.
Right.
They ain't protecting the rim. Teams that shoot threes, the Cavs have no chance against.
To me, it's just an effort thing there, Stephen. They're getting out-rebounded by teams as well, and it's just an effort thing. Honestly, DeAndre can help them on protecting the rim and rebounding the basketball, you know. But my second point is the Eastern Conference is wide open. Honestly, think that my Toronto Raptors have a legit chance to make the finals this year. We're going to beat those frauds, the Boston Celtics, and we're going to face the Warriors in the finals. We're going to lose, but we're going to make history. We're going to show everyone what we can do. And everyone's putting us under the radar. That's totally fine. But I honestly believe the only team standing in our way is the Boston Celtics right now. Okay. I'm not worried about LeBron and the Cavs. They're an embarrassment right now. I don't think you can fix what's happening to them right now. All right. But my Raptors.
I got you. You keep raving about your Raptors. You've been raving about your Raptors for 4 years. 4 years, Mustafa. They still haven't done anything for you. And I think Dwayne Casey's one of the best coaches in basketball. But, and DeMar DeRozan's got a jump shot now. But we shall see.
That's just a sample of what you'll hear on the Stephen A. Smith Show. Weekdays at 1 p.m. Eastern on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.